including you, since you started your campaign in 2015 to run for office, there have been so many attempts to get you off the board even before you started your campaign. Then once you were in office,
Pretty
two
crazy.
impeachment opportunities, they changed the rules to try to make it high crimes and misdemeanors if there were business conflicts, and in this case,
Never ends.
it seems to be never ending. And that is a distraction to you. And I really wonder how that affects you. What do you say to yourself about that? Because it seems to never be ending.
It's a never-ending thing. There's a term that I know you've heard many times. It's called Trump derangement syndrome, and nobody's ever seen anything like it. In one way, we drive them totally crazy because we're doing the right thing. You wonder, why would somebody want to have open borders where people are coming in from jails, prisons, where they're coming in from mental institutions, and as you know better than anyone else, they're coming in, they're releasing the people all over the world, not just South America, from mental institutions and jails and prisons, and they're terrorists coming in by the thousands. They're pouring into our country. And who would allow this? You know, it's common sense, not a conservative thing. If they would devote that same skill and talent to making America great again, it would really be a wonderful thing. But in the meantime, we're beating them. You know, you mentioned I got impeached twice, and I won twice very easily, very quickly. We had great support from the Republican Party. I have all these cases all my life. I didn't have any problem, and all of a sudden, within a matter of months, I end up with 4 cases. Now, of course, it's from the White House and the Department of Justice. They totally control the state case. In fact, I'm not allowed to even be talking about certain aspects of it because I have a gag order. Think of it. I'm the Republican nominee. I was the president, and I'm leading the current Democrat by a lot. And I have a gag order from a local judge that was appointed by the Democrat Party. A local judge. He's a local person, and he is appointed. And he put a gag order on me. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
While you're campaigning.
While I'm campaigning, like you just mentioned a question that I'm not allowed to talk about.
Right.
Can you imagine? I'm the Republican nominee, and I'm not allowed to talk because a local judge from New York.
Well, you still talk.
Democrats.
But probably not. So yeah, it's crazy.
He gives a jury charge. Nobody's ever heard of a charge like this. He gave instructions to the jury. And by the way, the jury happened to be in a location that was almost no Republicans. You understand that?
Yeah, it's 87-13 in the last 2 elections, Republican. And I know you can't talk about it. I'm not under a gag order. I do know that the number 3 person in the Department of Justice took a pay cut and went down in stature to go to a state job and become one of the lead prosecutors in this case. But yet they say, hey, Dr. Phil, why are you saying that President Biden needs to stop all of this? It's a state case. That's exactly why I'm saying it. Don't be naive, people. Understand that there's a power play going on here.
It's controlled by the White House and the DOJ, 100%.
You know, Gerard Baker wrote in Wall Street Journal
Trump's still saying, it's fun.
Said,
just teeing them up. They're just like,
what do we say to those people that are rejoicing over reducing law to the status of a weapon in the hands of the dominant political power? Because that's what's happening right now. It's become a weapon. And that's not what it's intended for. That's not what we need to be doing. I mean, let's let the people decide these, right?
That's right. That was a very good statement in the Wall Street Journal. I read that this morning. And it's so true. I mean, it's so accurate. They've weaponized to a level. They are trying to affect the election by demeaning, hurting in any form. And by the way, I think after the election, the hatred's great enough that they'll go, but with much less enthusiasm. This is about November 5th, which I think is going to be the most important day in the history of our country. If we don't turn this around, we're not going to have a country left anymore.
Well, we're a country of laws, right? I mean,
it's crazy.
And that's what's made us so orderly. That's what's allowed us to progress forward. And there's something that are called hornbook laws or black letter law that is just these
guys really don't let me get a word in.
And these were violated in your case, one right after the other. For example, you don't let someone that has been charged in the same case as someone else and they made a plea deal and said, okay, I'm guilty of doing this because they were intimidated into doing it. The lawyer in your case, we don't even need to speak his name, he bartered around out from under 65 years, looking at 65 years of imprisonment down to 3 years and 2 years on this case and a tax case. So went from 65 years down to 5 years in exchange for giving them testimony against you. That's not supposed to come in, but it did. Pecker making a deal, a non-prosecution agreement. That's not supposed to come in.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
But it did. That got into the jury box. They got to hear all of that. And so they say, well, you know, if we're not down here for the reasons they're saying, then we need an alternative explanation, which they're not allowed to get because your expert witness that was going to come in and say, as a former chairman of the Election Commission, was going to say this was looked at, there's no issues here. They didn't allow that person to talk. To testify. And I'm looking at this saying, how is the jury supposed to solve this problem if they don't have all the pieces to the puzzle?
They wouldn't listen to him. They wouldn't talk to him. They didn't want to hear his testimony. They knew what he was going to say. He was going to say it was 100%. And very importantly, when they tell somebody, you're going to jail for 15 years unless you say bad things about this guy named Trump, okay? Now, in all fairness, we know a lot of great people, but you don't know too many that would say, I'm not going to do what they want.
Yeah.
He goes up to somebody and they say, Dr. Phil, you're going to jail for 15 years unless you say bad things about Trump. And if you say the bad things, you're not going to jail at all. In fact, we're going to make you a hero. Or you're going to go for 3 months, or you're going to go for a short period of time. How many people are there that say, you know, I'm not going to do that? There have been people.
Yeah, that's right.
And those are, in my opinion.
I mean, why does everybody have shit going on?
People that work for me is incredible.
Hold on here. Settle down. Oh, now you're just mocking me. Okay. What's up, dude? Okay. Just keep it going. Guy's just talking for everyone. Now he's mocking me. What's up, bro? It's so stupid. All right. So everybody he's friends with, let me just put this. You're mocking me. All right, we're taking you out of here, dude. I can't handle the mocking. You know, sometimes you just got to cut them off. So, dude. All right. Hold on. There's a lot going on there. So, why does everybody have something that they could go to jail for? Like literally, everybody's got something they go to jail for. It's like, oh, they're like, oh, tell me something bad about Trump, or you'll let me make something up or corroborate something, you know, like, or, you know, it can be a totally fabricated story, but probably, hopefully not be that crooked and stuff, creating fabricated stories, I'd imagine. Let's go USA, right? Come on now. But so, they got something that you could go to jail for, something they could put you to jail for. Like, man, you got interesting friends, dude. Like, holy shit, the political aspect is that crazy, or is that just your friends? I mean, I get it. I get it. Trump wasn't like, politician forever. You know, his friends are wild, but then you got the politicians' friends who are even wilder, and then you find something crazy, and it's just like everybody's got something. Like, what's up? Does Biden got stuff? Dude, his kid's got a laptop. What's up with that? I don't know. This is all intense. Like, we're just he said, she said bullshit. Put every political leader, put them all in a cabin together, right? Like, let's rent the coolest Airbnb. Shit, let's even have it at the White Castle. Hey, that's just flexing at all. Like, dude, let's just all come here. It's gonna be cool. Or we'll just find neutral ground, right? I hear Epstein's Island's empty, right? Let's all meet there. It was a good party place for years, they say. Effed up, right? Little effed up. Like, let's have a real party. Let's have a real party where we all get together and play Monopoly. Like, dude, let's play some Risk. Let's play Stratego, World of Warcraft, maybe. I don't know, Battleship. Dude, let's jam out. Let's have a battle of our wits and minds and test our knowledge of the economic and global state together in this cool game. Like, shit, we could play Kazan or whatever, Kazar or Chuzan. Whatever, you play whatever game the next person creates that is life, right? Like, but I think, I mean, that's like if they're hanging out a lot, like I'm saying, I'm gonna get invited to this party, but they're all hanging out a lot. Like now they make it like a thing, like, hey dude, we're always gonna get together, and we could do this because we trust our people aren't gonna F up. Like, you could trust that we all could get together and we could be friends because we could truly run our people. But to do so, we have to kick mental, like, ooh, there's a lot we have to do. Let's address mental illness. Let's address the funness. And I get it. They're doing more for mental illness now. But are they? Are they? Like, dude, are they? Are they, or is it created? It's a fine line. It's funny because it's not even a line at all. Like, like, I'm not just like, nah, it's not really a line. Like, it's just the jumbled up mess that is just created from within and spread out into all. Like, dude, it's your own mind, and oh my gosh, it's your own mind. It's nobody else's mind. Nobody else is going to tell you how to think. It's your mind. Like, dude, nothing is going to, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm probably crazy. We should have just stuck on one thing. We just watched this fun video. It was cool. But man, we left topic here. I just wanted to know what his friends were like. I just wanted to know what his friends were like. We learned a little bit more.
Incredible. The threats, the taking of a gentleman who's been with me for years and telling me he's going to jail for 15 years unless they say, and he went back to jail a second time. I guess they didn't want him to testify. I don't know what happened exactly, but the threats that they made to this man, they've destroyed his life. These are fascists. These are really bad people, Phil. But who's going to do it? You're going to jail for 15 years, or you're going to go for 30 days or 40 days, or you're going to go for no time, but you have to say bad things about Trump.
Yeah, and that's intimidation. And
wow.
And some of these people, you look at their age, you look at their health, and for some of it could be a death sentence. And so they make a deal, and that's what I talk about. That's what I mean when I say prosecutorial abuse. Did anyone ever approach you and try to get you to make a deal, drop out of the race, make a deal here, we'll leave you alone?
No, they didn't, but I believe they would if
no, you're too noisy. Like, yeah, if they believe they could, maybe. Maybe.
If I didn't run,
I don't know.
As an example, I would have never had any of these lawsuits. How about I get prosecuted on a person that I have no idea who she is? I have no idea who she is. I have to pay $91 million. And that judge was just as bad, just as corrupt.
What? Hold on, devil's advocate coming in. So what if this isn't, I like the guy. This is gonna sound intense. But what if Trump was sitting there one day and he's like, dude, fudge, man, eventually all the crazy shit that I've done is going to definitely come back at me. And dude, I know everything about the craziness, and like, let's go, live by experience, right? Guy messed up, guy did some shit, maybe not, followed everything and knew the ways around everything, like, or seen it all, did it all, probably a lot of stuff, is a human, right? He experienced life. So any which way, he was like, dude, this shit's all gonna catch up to me one day. But dude, if I'm president, which that's the nature of the world, because I can do it way better than anybody else, I could like basically like expunge myself from ever coming back at any of this, because now we're changing and doing all this stuff, like that's almost like the precedent that it was set, right? That is retracted documents. That is like, dude, we learned like some stuff has to be retracted, like that's, I don't know, who knows, but that's a fun retraction, right? That's a precedent, right? If you look at it in the legal sense, has to be prosecuted and learned from it. It's a precedent. So we're, that's probably why everybody's trying to sue him, right? They're like, dude, but what if he knows? I just honestly, Trump, if you're ever out there, man, if you're just ever hanging out, gosh, do you ever just wish you could go back to that day that you won? That day that you won and you just got up on stage and be like, dude, America. I don't know how you would talk, like everybody probably knows how you talk. Like, I'm bad at impressions. I can't even picture how you talk, but I just think you'd be up there and be like, listen, America, wow, you guys are effed up. Like, dude, seriously, you guys are effed up. This is in what I'm saying. This is what I am saying. This is why I ran. America needs a change. Our judicial system, however you say the word, I'm better than that guy or that girl, right? I'm better than that girl at the time, like you'd be like, and you would have made, dude, come on, man. Life's tough, and this is what's fun. You have expressions, you learn from them, and you learn. If without expression, you never learn, right? Like, dude, you can learn, self-learn, but at the same given point, dude, communication, sharing is key. He knows. I don't know. I just feel like he might express a little too much stuff. But anyway, any which way. So, dude, you stand up on that stage and you're just like, this is why I ran. And I'm going to use my first 90 or 180 days to invoke true change in the world. And then I'm going to step down. But I know I'm going to find somebody that is this role the next 180 days. Like, we are gonna change the world. Like, I'm going on the business side. Like, we were gonna redo this whole entire cabinet, and it's gonna be sweet, and we're gonna all do it together as like country. Or like, I'm gonna sit down with my buddies, the ones that I'm like, oh no, not my normal buddies. I'm gonna sit down with my new group of friends, the new political adversaries that I have, and we're going to work together to invoke true change in this world. And that's what I'm going to do in my first 180 days. So then at that point, I'm probably going to step down as your president, or I'm going to say F it and let's run this country, right? Like, that's what I wish you would have said. But you would have been like, we're going to pick an amazing adversary, and I'm going to still be here with you guys. Maybe not public speaker, not Speaker of the House or anything, but, I'm going to be back there with them working in every speech. Or, you know what? I'm just going to have a great campaign manager. I'm not going to be out there. I'm going to be hanging out in the back, dude. Totally cool. That's what you could have said. And then you could have wrote a badass book and called it That Time I Sold America. Right, dude? Think about how cool that would have been. Right, that would have been the best-selling book ever in history. Like, that would have been up there. That would have been up there with Think You Grow Rich. Right, that would have been up there with the Bible. Right, like, I know it's crazy to say, but dude, that would be a history book. And instead, you just took this office knowing that everybody was going to F with you the whole entire time. Like, do you ever regret that? Do you ever regret that? Yeah. I mean, you're going for it again. Oh, man. It's intense, dude. That is intense. Well, that would be fun to ask you that. Like, right after you get back from that freaking great weekend that I suggested, right? Like, you get back that sweet weekend, and you're like, dude, let me hit up this FannyPackDave guy. That was the best weekend ever. And I'm like, oh, what's up, President Trump? Hold on. I got President Biden on the other line. He's telling me, dude, great idea. I fell asleep. It was the best nap I had, right? They pulled out Monopoly, and I was just like, oh, dude, man. Definitely don't want to be the banker, right? Like, no, I'm just kidding. You'd probably be a good banker. You know some shit. You were with it at one point. I'm just being a jerk. You're probably a great human. Hopefully. Your son's got some issues. right? Like you got some issues, like legalizing or not even legalizing, but putting crack pipes in like every house. Was that real? Was that real? Were we normalizing the ability to buy crack at a safer thing, or having the paraphernalia to smoke it with at a more convenient aspect so we don't have to melt it down or something and do weird shit and share shit, and maybe that it's curbing diseases like that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe all the fentanyl that came into the country over all the shit like that was killing people was also like test things of new airborne viruses and stuff. Like it was like new testings of shit. Like, oh, this virus is too crazy. You know, like it just spread that like we really got to get this under control. But you know, just super things like, and you got somebody just, you know, passing out pipes and shit, and like, here you go. It's best to be inhaled through your lungs. Yeah, Bill Gates, woo. You know, like, dude, was that what was going on? I feel like that's what was going on. I don't know, probably not. Who knows? I don't know. But dude, this is the life. It's totally cool, you know? Honestly, I'm sure you didn't even know what was going on. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm just being a jerk. We should use this time to close on down. We just how did we land here? Let me just I don't know how we landed here. Let me address. You know, Trump, I don't think you're gonna answer my question right now. Dr. Phil, we haven't even communicated at all. So you haven't addressed me, you haven't tried to talk to me, nothing. So I don't even have to say see you later. But Trump, Fox, I'll see you later.